Drivers from 11 years of age. Front of the grid looks like this. Philip Rawson and Connor Mills on the front row from Lando Norris and Dave Wooder, then Connor Hall, Dan Zelos, Ed Tansley and Jack Constable on row 4, row 5 Jack McCarthy and Stephen Prentice. Earlier heats and final one result. Heat wins by Philip Rawson, Lando Norris and Jianyu Zhu, or Joe as we know him, with Philip Rawson winning the earlier final one. Now the first attempt to get this one underway resulted in this incident. Contact on Finley Hutchison from behind, spins him out into the tyres. Ambulance would come out, he was okay, but wouldn't make the restart. This is the restart. The drivers are supposed to be going between the two cones. Drivers driving to the left of the cones for some reason. Need to read the rule book on the restarts. Single file restart, got to go between the two cones, not either side of them. It's Philip Rawson who leads this one, early doors. We're on board here with Connor Mills, the O-plate. It's Rawson that leads it from Mills in second. They were on the front row, still as you were. Connor Hall there, 16 Kart in third, 25 Jack McCarthy. Take the wide line through this hairpin is William Talforth, 17 Jack Constable, tries to come underneath him. You can see why the drivers like to go the other side of the white line around the hairpin, because there's no rubber on that part of the track. If you try and brake on a part of the track where there's a lot of rubber down, it's like ice basically. So the drivers are looking for the very wide line through the turns where the rubber isn't, and of course outside the white line that's not a normal racing line, so there is no rubber on that part of the track. Early on in the race, you see Lando Norris making up the place. As he held on to it, he has. Lando's lost a few places since the start, but makes a place back there. That is Connor Hall. They're in third place, so front three well clear. The only problem with the wide line through the hairpins early on in the race is that if 4 or 5 karts try and come underneath you, it can almost block your way back onto the track, your re-entrance back onto the track over the white line. But it is a line that you see a lot of drivers taking today. I know Ed Brand, last year's champion in senior Rotax, likes that line through the hairpin. Coming up to this hairpin again, see which line they take. So that's Philip Rawson in front. Takes the wide line, yeah, off the track. That's where the grip is. You get all the grip on the outside, so long as somebody doesn't block you coming back onto the track. So look what happens here, a little bit of contact as Dave Wooder tries to get back into the race. He's lost some places since the start. 14 kart there, Dave Wooder, in contention for the championship, as is Philip Rawson. GP plate, won that GP plate. May have seen that on Motors TV in the last few weeks. The Kart Masters Grand Prix from here at PF International. So it's Philip Rawson that leads it then. Philip is an only son, and his mum Sam, one of the louder voices in the paddock. She lives and breathes every turn of the wheel, every position Phil makes up and loses. It's almost as if his mum Sam is right in the kart with him. She loves it. She's a real fan of the sport, but she's a bag of nerves most of the time. She'll be a bag of nerves now while Phil's leading, especially in these conditions. She's been hounded here by Connor Mills, championship leader. Will have a bigger championship lead after the earlier final one, because Lando Norris was well behind. As Mills looks up the inside there looking for the lead spot, but couldn't quite take it off Philip Rawson that time. He's getting closer though. So the way things stand, Connor Mills looks like he may have a big advantage going into the last round here, because Lando Norris, who was just 3 points behind him coming into this round, dropped more points in the earlier final one and is further back down the field as things stand at the moment. So Connor Mills here could have a nice comfortable lead going into the last round. Top three go through the picture. 25 Jack McCarthy, they're in fourth place, well back though. McCarthy in fourth, another Jack, that's Jack Constable there in fifth place, but a little bit of work to do to get onto the back of McCarthy. These are the three leading drivers, and Connor Hall getting much closer right in this mix now. So he was a lot further back than he is. He's getting a lot closer to the two in front. He of course can judge his braking on what the two in front are doing. Difficult for Mills here, as you can see with the onboard cameras, like a big super soaker gun coming off the back of the GP kart of Philip Rawson. You see the rooster tails. You can see Connor Mills will want to get past Philip Rawson, if only, not only to lead the race, but just to get out of the spray. This is pretty much what he will see in his helmet. You can see as they go through the deeper parts of standing water how the spray just fires up into the face of the driver behind. And Phil Rawson pulls a couple of kart lengths through that hairpin. You can see again they're trying for that wider line, looking for the grip. Up into the S's here, they'll run this inside curb. Right, look at the tyres right over the top of that curb onto the concrete. And they come side by side down to the right-hander here, and it looks like Mills has got the lead. He has. Through Bobby Game corner into the Mike Wilson complex. Rawson up the inside and Mills runs in wide. Rawson gets it, but Hall comes up the inside of the pair. Has he got the lead? He has. A great move by Connor Hall on the 16 kart. And the O-plate comes through with him. Drivle drops Rawson, but Rawson takes it back and now goes back into the lead. Incredible series of corners, and here comes Mills to take it back. And Hall's going with him. Fantastic racing. Look at this. They go under the Litchfield Bridge onto the new part of the circuit. It is Mills, the championship leader, that's got the lead now, but what a fantastic series of corners that was. Hall still in second, as he? No, he loses out to Rawson, who comes up the inside. We rejoin it later in the race, and that's pretty much the action that would decide the major places. Connor Mills here out front, the championship leader, is going to take a nice championship lead to the final round at Shannington in a couple of weeks' time, and that I think will be enough for him to secure the championship. He won't have to do anything major, just a couple of decent finishes at Shannington, and the Minimax Super 1 National Championship title will be Connor's at the last round, I'm sure. He takes a great victory here, he's very happy with that result. Philip Rawson, after the earlier final one win, takes second, with Connor Hall finishing third, but a great battle between the front three. Joe came through for fourth place with Jack McCarthy, Lando Norris, Dan Zelos, Dave Wooder in eighth, and Harry Williams, William Talforth rounding out the top 10. Here's Michelle.
Connor, podium finish, congratulations.
Thanks.
How was the race for you?
Yeah, it's good. I just sat there really, just watching them scrap in front of me and just picking up the pieces.
You sound very chilled out about the whole experience.
Yeah.
Was it a tough race?
Yeah, it was, yeah. Because I didn't want them getting too much of a gap, so then I couldn't obviously overtake them, but yeah, it's good, yeah.
Well, congratulations on the podium finish.
Okay, thank you.
I'm a bit sad because I didn't do the double, but anyway, so
It's time for that to come.
yeah, good. So
Well, congratulations on a second place finish today.
I'd just like to thank A Motorsport and Adrian and all my family for supporting me this weekend.
Connor, congratulations. What a race.
Yeah, it was a really good race, really tough.
How do you find the wet weather?
I find it really good. I like racing in the rain because it takes the engine part out of the equation. But I'd just like to say a really big thanks to Chris Rogers Motorsport and iZone.
Lovely. Well, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Battling performance by Connor Mills. He retains the championship lead, but when you look at these points, bear in mind that each driver can drop their worst two scores at the end of the season. Lando Norris can take his two worst scores at 72 points. Connor's worst two scores, 79 points, so the championship is a little bit tighter than we see here.
That's it for part one.